Attorney General Eric Holder lie under oath. House Republicans saying that Holder may have perjured himself in testifying before the Judiciary Committee when he said the following under oath.
With regard to the potential prosecution of the press for the disclosure of material, that is not something that I've ever been involved in, heard of, or would think would be a wise policy. In fact, my view is quite the opposite. That
Well, Republican Congressman Bob Goodlatte out of Virginia, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, filed a letter this week, and with a number of points to be made in that letter, asking various questions and information from the Department of Justice. Sir, good morning to you. Roanoke, Virginia. It's good to have you back on our program. I know the issue in question for you is the search warrants for the Fox emails that directly pertain to James Rosen and the sworn testimony, part of which we just heard. Did he perjure himself under oath, sir?
Well, we have sent the Attorney General, as you noted, a lengthy, extensive letter pointing out the contradiction between his statement to the committee made under oath and the warrant, which is sworn out usually by an assistant United States attorney, also under oath, that was used to obtain a search warrant against James Rosen. And in that search warrant, Rosen was named as, I think the language is something like, at least an aider, abettor, or co-conspirator, and it clearly implicated him on a criminal basis. As a result of that, that clearly contradicts his testimony that he had never heard of, thought of such a thing, and that is what we're asking about. We'll wait until we receive the Attorney General's reply to our letter, and we've set a deadline of next Wednesday for that, before passing judgment on whether that constitutes perjury. But it is obviously very inconsistent, these two statements, that he had to approve the warrant, and the Justice Department is now saying that because Mr. Rosen was not indicted, that he was not being untruthful in his testimony. However, that raises an additional very alarming concern, and that is the Justice Department putting false information in their warrants to get the information they want, because they could not have received a warrant with regard to Mr. Rosen unless they accused him of a crime.
That brings up
this is a very serious conflict.
It is, and it brings up a range of questions. I just want to tick through a couple here, okay? Because in your letter, part of what you said, the following: the Justice Department issued a statement that the search warrant for Mr. Rosen's emails was approved at the highest level of the department. Did this include you? Would that be a smoking gun?
Well, it certainly is an important question, because the process with regard to subpoenas, search warrants, etc., with regard to the news media, requires a sign-off by the Attorney General. You'll recall that the testimony in the committee was related to the Associated Press issue with the subpoena, the broad subpoena issued there with regard to 20 reporters and over a 2-month period of time. In that case, the Attorney General testified that he recused himself and turned it over to the Deputy Attorney General. So we have a lot of questions which we have addressed to the Deputy Attorney General in that case. And 2 weeks ago, we sent a letter to Deputy Attorney General Cole asking a series of questions about that. So we want to know what the Attorney General's involvement was in the issuance of the search warrant for Mr. Rosen, and we're going to follow this until we get the answers.
Here's another pointed question. How can you claim to have never been involved in the potential prosecution of a member of the media, but you were admittedly involved in discussions regarding Mr. Rosen's emails? Those discussions, is that where he tripped up?
Well, certainly that raises the very question that goes to the heart of our letter, and the question regarding the truthfulness of his testimony before the committee. And it also goes to the heart of the concern that many of us in the Congress have regarding the Attorney General's overall willingness to take responsibility for his department.
But just to be clear, sir,
answer questions about the
I apologize for the interruption, but when he talked about the discussions, is that where he tripped up?
Well, certainly he has acknowledged in that he has been involved in discussions with regard to the Rosen matter, and if he, in his testimony before the committee, said that he had never heard of the idea of possible prosecutions of reporters involved in investigating news leaks, and it's obviously appropriate for the department to investigate leaks out of various government agencies. But because of the importance of the First Amendment and protecting free press, it's also important that they follow very clearly delineated procedures when involving the press. It's clear they did not do that in this case, or the Attorney General is not being truthful.
Answers by Wednesday. We'll see you then. Bob Goodlatte, thank you. Out of Virginia with us today. Thank you, sir.
Both of those very different